Hey, this is Hans from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, and today Ryan Gabert is tying Tim Wade's North Fork Special. In the vise we have a Tiemco 2457 with a bead, and typically when you tie the black version you use a silver bead. Today we've got a gold bead on the hook, and we're going to wrap half of the hook shank with lead wire. This is a size 12 hook with a 5/32 bead, and this is .015 wire. We're going to start our thread. We're using 140 denier ultra thread. Start that behind the lead wire, and then build a small taper up to the lead wire, and then wrap on top of the lead wire and cover it up so that it's secured. Then wrap to the back of the hook, just behind the barb, and here you're going to tie in a matched pair of striped goose biots for tails. You want the curves to be facing one another so that they flare out. Ryan's tying them in one at a time, one on the near side of the hook first, and then another on the opposite side of the hook, the far side of the hook. And if you get the curvature right, they'll flare away from one another and form two distinct tails with a nice natural curvature. Once you get those set where you like them and your length is all right, advance your thread forward to secure those to the hook. Trim off your excess just behind that lead wire. Now we're going to tie in some wire for a rib. We're using brassy sized red metallic wire. Tie that in along the side of the hook. Now we're going to dub some hairline dubbing, black hair dubbing, just black rabbit fur. We dub about 2/3 of the way to the front. We've got a nice tapered dubbing noodle there so that the fly gradually fattens as it gets towards the bead. Sometimes to encourage that taper you have to wrap back on top of a previous wrap. Let's get to that 2/3 point. You're going to advance that wire, and you're probably going to have room for 4 to 5 segments, so 5 nicely spaced wraps of wire. When you get to your waiting thread, tie off the wire and then trim off the excess. Next we'll tie in a set of biot legs. So we've got more black goose biots. Them along the side of the hook. Tie the first leg in on your side of the hook. Then tie another leg on the far side of the hook. These are also splayed outward. Gives a nice little natural curl to the leg as it folds out from the body of the fly. Once those are even, trim off your excess biots. Save one of those. You're going to use it for a little wing case. Tie that right on the back of the fly. It's going to stick out about 1/8 of an inch or so over the back of the fly. Tie that down with a couple wraps of thread, trim off the excess. Now we're going to use a little bit more of that black hairs dubbing. Wrap that right in front of that first set of legs in the wing case. Should be just a few small turns of dubbing there. Now you're going to repeat that same process. You're going to put in another pair of legs and another short wing case. Do that exactly as you did it before. Tie in the near leg first. Good to adjust them so that it matches the pitch of the other legs. Tie in your next leg on the far side of the hook. Adjust it so it's in line with the other leg on that side of the hook. Trim off your excess. Save one of the biots for a wing case. Trim off the excess after you've tied in that wing case. Now we'll dub just another small ball of that black hair dubbing just behind the bead to cover up our thread wraps. Don't need a whole lot of dubbing here. Fill in that gap there and then finish with a couple of wraps behind the bead and then do a whip finish. And you finish tying Tim Wade's North Fork Special. Now, this is an all black version with the gold bead. The traditional version is gray biots, the silver bead, and a black body. There's also a whole other tan version that we might cover in another video. Thanks for watching.